Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel once again, this time for something just a little bit different. Uh, we're recreating my stream last night that was the official launch of Meme Team 2023, a contest brought to you by myself, Boinsey, and Brendator123. This video is just going to serve as a recap or potentially as an introduction for those of you who couldn't make the stream last night. I understand that for some of you golf fans, the final day of the Masters may have taken priority. But just quickly, what is Meme Team? Meme Team is going to be a team-based design contest. We're going to choose some captains and draft some teams, probably three teams of 3 or 4, depending on the numbers that sign up. And we'll work around that, pending interest. But the difference between Meme Team and some other design contests, obviously, firstly, the biggest difference is that it's a team-based challenge. But we're inviting you to work closely with your teammates rather than just producing the best course you can individually. Meme Team, instead of having required elements that require an individual course to do something specific, we're going to include required elements that necessitate working together with your team to tackle them. So we're asking you to produce a cohesive set of courses within your team that take on these challenges in fun, interesting, unique, and creative ways. So in terms of those challenges, this is where we get into the rules of the contest. Once the teams have been drafted, it'll be up to the individuals to produce a course, but you'll be working in collaboration with your teammates. You'll be taking on the challenges together. You'll be able to provide feedback to each other, share ideas, and work out how best to use your resources and how best to make your courses work as a group. We'll be looking for cohesive courses. We're looking for teams that have blended well together. One thing that we're unfortunately going to have to limit to make it accessible for everyone and make it fair for everyone, we ask for no file sharing, but you can still use a group messaging sort of thing to share ideas, to share screenshots, videos, whatever you want, to influence how your team are going to work and what your courses are going to look like. And most importantly, I feel, how you're going to take on these required elements of the team challenges. The specifics of this are going to depend on whether we go for teams of 3 or 4. But the only thing that's going to affect is the numbers that we're aiming for. Basically, if we go for 3, the total is going to be around 75% of what the numbers would be, the target numbers would be in teams of 4, logically. So if, for example, if we do go with teams of 4, you'll be limited to 100 bunkers total. That's across all 4 courses. How you choose to split them up, that's up to you guys to decide. You could have 2 courses each with 50 bunkers and 2 courses with no bunkers. You could split them up 25 each, 4 ways. You could have 3 courses with 1 bunker each, and then the 4th course can have 97. Entirely up to you. How you choose to do it, hopefully, is going to be what you think is the most interesting way, the most effective way. We then ask for you to each member of your team to produce a course with a different par to the other members of your team. So, as we'd like the courses to be able to be accepted and used on TGC tours, that does limit you to between 69 and 73. But it's up to you to choose exactly what par each course is. I'd imagine probably going to use 70, 71, and 72. But if we go for teams of 4, do you go for a 69 or a 73? Max yardage, probably going to look at averaging out at around 7,200 yards for a course. But again, how you choose to allocate those yards If you want to stretch one course out to 8,000 plus, that's fine. You just have to scale one or two of the other courses back. Um, as long as the total distance, total posted yardage on the scorecard doesn't exceed the number that we set, that's fine. Total area is going to be similar. We're going to look at an average of around 1 million square yards, maybe just over, to give some wiggle room. Um, and your course must be contained within that area. So we're probably looking at a total area of around 4 million square yards for 4 courses. You can get away with a tighter routing, really squeeze one in and buy your teammates some extra room. Conversely, a more spread out routing will require the teammates to make some sacrifices and squeeze it in a little bit more so that we're meeting this criteria. The bottom three are where we get a little bit different. Water hazards, we're asking for at least one course to have a central, defining, overarching water feature. Be that coastline, lake, river running through large portion of the course. Doesn't have to impact every hole, but as long as it is significant, um, that's good enough. On the other hand, we want at least one course to be completely dry. Um, then there's kind of the grey area of the spectrum in the middle of how much water you want to go for. Um, but as long as we have one course that's got the main water feature and one course that has nothing, everything else is fair game. Yin and Yang asks for you to produce a par 4 that is longer in distance, again scorecard posted yardage, than a par 5 on a different course. Obviously, the likely way to achieve this is to have a long downhill par 4 versus a short uphill par 5. Still want them to play to their par, um, but how you achieve that is, again, an exercise to the reader. And then every century is probably going to require some collaboration across the entire team once again, because we're looking for a hole to fall within each 100-yard bracket, from below 100 yards, then between 100 and 200, between 200 and 300, 300 to 400, and so on, until we get to 700 plus. If we go past that, 800 plus is getting into gimmicky par 6 range. And again, we'd like courses to be accepted onto the forums, onto the database at tgctours.com. If you want to try and get away with an 800-yard one, be my guest, but I would probably quite strongly advise against it. The key dates, as of right now, registration is open. Head on over to tgctours.com. On the forums, there is a Meme Team 2023 registration thread. There's a form for you to fill in, and we will be using that form to firstly to allocate captains to pick out who's gonna be in charge. But it also invites you to include examples of your best work and gives you a chance to stand out from the crowd. While we hope that there's a spot for everyone in the draft, might be a nice ego boost if you can stand out and get yourself drafted a bit higher up the order. Then in 2 weeks' time, we're going to host the draft stream. The captains will be picked, and then over on my Twitch, we'll have a live draft. As soon as the draft has been done, teams are decided, you're welcome to crack on and start work. You will be given 4 months up until basically the month of August to work on your course. And the publish window will be open from the 5th of August until the 3rd of September. That's 4 weeks, and finishes nicely on a weekend, so that if someone needs some last minute work, hopefully they can squeeze it in and publish their course before the deadline. Judging and results will be out as soon as they can be after all the courses are published. In terms of judging, what we're looking for: cohesion between the courses. we're looking for teams to be able to produce courses that mesh well together with one another on their own team. Um, whether this is achieved with a kind of defining characteristic, a signature look, bunker style, um, kind of signature hull, planting, clubhouse, anything. We want some cohesion. We don't want carbon copies of the course. That's where um, a fun, interesting allocation of the resources will come in to hopefully make the courses unique. But also, it'd be nice to have them identifiable as part of this set. We're also looking at the challenge elements. As mentioned, we want fun, interesting, unique, creative ways of solving them, um, and how you choose to allocate them between each course. So that's going to be a big part of the contest. But overall, it's a golf course design contest. We want pretty, attractive, fun, interesting golf courses. The golf is going to be the main part, but those are a couple of things to bear in mind. Also, interestingly, the captains of each team are going to get a chance to vote on what they think the best course or the best set of courses in the competition is, and that will factor into the results. I had this slide for questions at the end of the stream last night, and one did get raised, quite a good one. What happens if someone drops out, if someone can't complete their course? Well, hopefully this won't happen. The fact that it's a team-based contest, hopefully teammates will be able to inspire and encourage each other enough to meet the deadline, and to produce something that they're all proud of. Obviously, sometimes life gets in the way, and in the case of the odd dropout, uh, Brendan and I, your hosts, will be working on our own courses on the side, of kind of contrasting styles. So hopefully one of those two will be able to do a job, and fill in just um, so that teams can still compete, and so that one person having to drop out doesn't negatively affect the enjoyment of two or three others. With that in mind, Brendan and I will also be hosting a competition between ourselves, um, for all of you guys to judge, assuming that we're not needed to take part in the contest. Um, but that's for another time. If there are any other questions, please feel free to drop a comment down below, or pop something in the forums over on tgctours.com, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But in the meantime, that's all I can think of off the top of my head. Uh, Hopefully you guys are interested. Hopefully you guys are going to head on over and sign up, and enjoy the contest. Uh, I look forward to seeing some of your best work, and hopefully we can all go and do something a bit different and have a bit of fun. Other than that, guys, thanks so much for your time. Looking forward to having you in another stream, having you come and watch some more of my videos. But I hope you've had a good day, and see you soon. Cheers. Bye.